Hello, everybody, and thank you for listening to another episode of the No Fluff MSP Marketing Podcast. Today, I'm super excited. I've got I've got Andrew Moon here. Andrew, really appreciate you being on, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I was happy we got to do a show a couple weeks ago. Now we get to do one on your channel. So pumped.
Yeah,
Let's do it up.
cool. I do want to talk a little bit about LinkedIn because you really have mastered LinkedIn in a lot of ways. Used it to promote the event, which when I tell people like distribution, like you got to have an audience of some form or fashion. Like we have to be building our audience. We can't just be marketing into the void. We have to build an audience. LinkedIn's a great way to do that. I've gotten a lot of revenue from LinkedIn, both on Alltech and from MSP Camp. We get a lot of clients from just my organic LinkedIn posting, and we've since moved into these things. They're called influencer ads now, which are pretty cool. It's not MSP Camp running ads. It's literally like Taher Hamid running ads. It's really cool. I mean, I'm sure you know about it, but just for the listeners, like it's really, it seems like organic content, but you can show it to a specific list. Like our list is 22,000 MSPs in the US. They're like seeing Taher's content. All of a sudden, the last couple of weeks, I'm getting this insane amount of connections because I'm not having to connect with these people. They're seeing content they like from someone named Taher Hamid talking about things that they're interested in. And then they just organically connect with me. Great. Like now I'm constantly posting on LinkedIn to build that. On the MSP Camp, on the MSP side, we did the same. Like Maddie was posting on my organic, just me as me. And she was posting for me. It wasn't even me.
Yep.
And she was just posting MSP Camp content. And in 2023, we added 3 clients that added up $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. And I'm like, damn, that's wild.
Yep.
Like I paid for Maddie plus way more off of those posts, and she's doing a million other things, right? Like that's the power of marketing. Now, that being said, I did put a lot of time and effort into building my audience on LinkedIn that were then seeing those posts that then converted. I think sometimes we want to skip that first part that's extremely important. We want to pay for someone to post for us, but then not build any audience, right? And that's not good. So you can't skip that part, as Andrew has said, and that has been a huge key point of his success is building the audience. And now we're looking into actually a way to automate building an audience, right? Like we're trying to like solve all the pieces, and Tripify has been so far a really cool tool to do that, but more to come. Listeners, I'll let you know how to do that in a way that's not going to burn bridges where you connect and just try and sell people, because that's not good.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But it's a great way to connect with people in your area and say something friendly and offer something of value. Like, absolutely, this is a great thing to do. All right. So, wow, long intro into asking you a simple question. How did you kind of maximize LinkedIn? I mean, you kind of already explained it in that, you go to coffee with people, you'd message them, but is there anything that like you haven't covered around LinkedIn that an MSP could really kind of use to get the most out of LinkedIn? Because I know I've seen an ROI, but not really sure why. Like, why have I seen ROI? So maybe Andrew can help us find out.
Yeah, I think, looking back on it, like to date, I can tie between the people that I've taught my exact system, how I did LinkedIn and what we did revenue wise, like just what I know about right now. It's $10 million a month in MRR.
Damn.
Off of LinkedIn.
Jesus.
Using a 9-step process. Like it is not, and again, it's not an easy button.
Mm-hmm.
It does take a little bit of time, but just that consistent effort over time, like it will just domino. It'll get easier.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I would do it. Like back in the day, like that's all I would do is just say, hey, I'd love to meet fellow business owners here in Columbus. I find it never hurts to make a connection.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's my connection message.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing to sell. People connect with you. Great. I don't immediately try to sell them anything.
Yeah.
But guess what? The people that I wanted to look through their profile and I wanted to have coffee with, that's what I would send them that message.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to have coffee. I think that there would be something there of value for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And just start building that list off of there. Yeah, there's tools now, like you can do that in mass. And again, it was very much manual back. I never did any ads. So just letting it, that all of this revenue was not off of ads.
Mm-hmm.
Like zero. It was all organic.
Yeah.
The problem that a lot of people have is that, you offered a service. I've, do some of it too, is social media marketing, assistant, whatever you call it, posting for people.
Mm-hmm.
If you're only connected to 100 people on
Yeah.
LinkedIn, like what is the best case scenario that all 100 people are going to be on LinkedIn at the exact time, the exact time that you post something?
Mm-hmm.
It's slim to none.
Yeah.
Like it's just the math. So you have to have connections.
Yeah.
And I go back and forth with people on, I want to have quality connections, so I don't want very many. Like you just don't know where business can come from. You don't
Yep.
know how you can help somebody solve a problem, even if it doesn't generate you any money.
Totally agree. And the example that I'm going to hit home with what you just said to tie it in, the one of the leads that came in that we closed last year at Alltech was a $3,500 SPCA client, and she was not even connected to me.
Yep.
She was connected to somebody I was connected with. I didn't even know that person. I guess that person liked my thing or whatever. This girl saw my post, then connected with me and sent me a message.
Yep.
So if I was being picky and I want to select who I have on my thing, it's like, okay, well, then I would have never got that lead. Like, let's just grow our audience. Let's interact with people. Let's love some people. Let's be a person that people want to give business to.
Yeah. It's crazy that like spending 5 or 10 minutes, you see, like I helped somebody's kid find a job. Somebody I was connected with on LinkedIn.
Cool.
My kid just got laid off. He's 2 years out of college. He's looking for this job. Like I just happened to see that post. I just happened to know a client that needed somebody. So I'm like, okay, Joe, meet Susie. Susie, meet Joe. Do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Got Susie's son a job.
Nice.
Like business came from that 2 years later. And again, it was just off of a connection. There was not a client. This was not somebody I was actively marketing to. But just being a good human being can get you business down the road.
Yeah.
And LinkedIn just allows so many possibilities to just happen, but you got to show up. But again, if you're just posting content with no people, it's like you're talking to an empty room.
Yes, it's like posting into the void.
Right. Like just posting more content with no people connected to you isn't going to generate you business.
Or even not interacting with the people that you are connected to. I find that super important. That my interactions on LinkedIn have gone up more than my posting has lately, but yet my reach has expanded significantly.
Yeah.
And everybody talks about marketing and sales being relationships in the MSP market. And that's a great thing to say. But what we're doing right now, and what you've done such a good job at today, is explaining how and why. Like, how is it about relationships? It's about actually connecting with them. It's about actually engaging with them. It's about actually providing value. That's how. Andrew, thanks again, man.
Thanks, Taher, for having me, man. This has been fun.
Of course. And to the listeners, thanks again for listening to another episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.